So welcome back to my channel. It's all about classic bodybuilding. And today we are going to train upper body, particularly shoulders, chest and triceps. Let's start with the shoulders. So this is a push day with the delts focus. So this first exercise would be converging shoulder press, where I did 3 sets. Yeah, this is great. This is an exercise to build the mass on the shoulders overall. However, I think this is the last time that I'm doing this, because always when I do shoulder press, I got a pain in my shoulder. So I will come up with the different exercises. I will drop shoulder press and I'll focus more on the side delts and back delts. And I'm going to not to train front delts at all, because front delts are exercised when you do the bench presses. Then front delts are always involved, so no need to overload the shoulders. Also, I'm using the elbow sleeves. You know, every little helps. It's just to make more. These elbow sleeves work as a stabilizer for the joint, so it will compress and will stabilize your joint. So it can help a little bit. From the shoulder press, let's move on the real Delts fly. So real Delts flies are for the real delts. These are very often neglected. This is often neglected part of the body. I notice not many people are doing it. However, it's very important, because if your front delt overpowers your back, then you will have imbalance and it can result in the pain and injury. So be careful, okay? So back delts, yes, as well, need to be hit with exercise. It was standing back flies. However, you can modify this exercise when you bend over, as you see in the video, and do the same sort of movement, but with the bend over. So yeah, just for a change. As Arnold would say, you have to shock the muscle, so muscle doesn't know what's going on and it will grow. However, I'm now 12 weeks out, so it means my training is now focused more on keeping the muscle mass I have, keeping the muscles, and lose weight, or lose weight, yes, but lose fat, okay? Not just weight. Because if you want just to lose weight, just stop eating and chain yourself to the treadmill. You will lose weight for sure, but you will lose not just the fat, but you will lose the muscle as well. So no, this is not the way. Yeah, I did 5 sets. Small muscle groups, I would always target with more repetitions, more volume, and lighter weight. I noticed that my smaller muscle groups work more, respond better to the higher volume. So after finishing real delts, let's move on the lateral head of the shoulders. It's great if you do the lateral rises with the dumbbells. However, what I do, I don't go from the side of the body. I put my hands in front of a little bit, okay? And when I lift, I'll stop at when the hands are like in this position. I don't go up, more up, no. I would stop in this position. However, I would try to keep my pinky a little bit elevated, you know, to hit more of the side delts, not the traps. So yeah. And when I can't do any more reps, I will switch to unilateral. So I do one hand a little bit cheating, but this is the last reps of the exercise. And again, I will do between 14, 15 to 12 reps for the side delts. With moderate weight at the moment. Now when I'm cutting, I'm not trying to improve my lifts. Okay, I'm just trying to hold on to the strength I have. Well, at least for now, because I'm now this video at 12 weeks out. So it's so I'm still quite strong, and the calories are still quite high. However, when the prep, I will go deeper into prep. It will get more harder, so I will need to change. I will change my training split again, and I will see how it goes. When I start to feel very tired, fatigued, and not willing to go to train, So this means that this means that your body is exhausted and you need some time to recharge. So I would suggest maybe go 1, 2, or 3 days without training, and even drop the cardio. However, keep the steps. Okay, so when you finish the delts, because this one is push day. However, if it is focusing on the shoulders. So the next muscle group I hit was chest. And I started with incline press hammer strength. I did 3 sets, and I would keep the reps at 12 to 10 repetitions, but I'm trying always increase the weight as I progress. So first set was 90 kilos, second was 110, and third was 130. So I have to calculate what are the kilograms into pounds. So 90 kilos is 198 pounds. So then I moved to 110 kilos, which is 242 pounds. And the third set was 130 kilos, what is 286 pounds for my friends in America. Okay. Yeah, and as you see, I'm focusing to go slow on eccentric, and concentric I will just go as much as I can, So eccentric I will purposely do it slow. So why would I do that? This is the rule of the time under tension. So more time under tension, more hypertrophy. The muscle is, the more motor units are involved, so it's better to damage muscle in order for the muscle then to repair and get better. And of course the second exercise was cable flies. That did 5 sets, 15 repetitions with 20 kilograms, between 17 to 20 kilograms. It's about 44 pounds to do cable flies, but every machine is different. Always when I'm doing this exercise, the cable flies, I would always imagine that I'm like trying to hug a very, very big and fat woman, or I'm trying to hug a big tree, something like that. Okay, so try to hug big tree. So this is the trajectory of the movement. I wouldn't go like that or that, like that. Okay, and always at the top of the movement, squeeze your muscles for a short time, for a short period in the time, to get this blow, to get this blood going through your muscle and bring the nutrients and everything what is required. When doing this cable flies, it's quite important if you can stretch as much as possible. Not overdo it, don't go like that and cause yourself injury in a shoulder or muscle, tear the muscle. Just like a pretty good stretch, stretch, but controlled stretch. And stretch is very important, so in this exercise to form your muscles, your chest muscles. Okay, so next and the last muscle group I was training this day was triceps. However, from the next, because the triceps is my sort of weak point, I will start to prioritize on my triceps. So I will push tricep at the beginning of the training. However, I started now with this push down exercise with the rope. And those 4 sets between 15 and 10 repetitions. And the weight on the cables was 72.6. No, it was 33 kilograms. So it means 72.6 pounds. Well, after finishing push down, I will move straight to the overhead V-bar extension. This exercise targets the long head of the triceps, so the most bulkier part of the triceps. And again, it's good if you go for the full stretch. I purposely keep my hands like behind, quite behind, so I get a good stretching here, this area. Okay, so if you do this, okay, and the push, again using the elbow sleeves. As you know, I'm over 50, so I had some pains already, so I cannot even full extend my hands like this with under the tension, because I feel pain in here and here as well. You know, it's old age, father time is creeping on me as well. So yeah, this was the last exercise. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I shall see you in the next video. So have a great time, my friends.